Are you familiar with the movie The Blind Side? What about the movie He Got Game? If not, it's fine. I'll share with you a brief summary of the two movies. The Blind Side is based on a true story of Baltimore offensive tackle Michael Orr. Michael Orr grew up in the inner city projects of Memphis, Tennessee. Because of family circumstances, family services took control over Michael Orr's life growing up. He would later find a loving family that took custody over him. He then learned and mastered the skill of offensive tackle and would go on to play at the collegiate level before playing for the Baltimore Ravens. He Got Game is about a high school basketball player growing up fast in the inner city streets of New York City. Ray Allen played the role of the all-star high school basketball player Jesus Shuttlesworth. Jesus Shuttlesworth's game on the court was as smooth as silk and was looked up to by all the people in the neighborhood, kind of like a local legend. If a movie was created about the life of my favorite person, Jean Grey, it would be a combination of the two movies, The Blind Side and the movie He Got Game. Jean Grey is my mother's oldest brother. He is 56 years of age, which you couldn't tell by looking at him. As a matter of fact, he's often mistaken for a 40-year-old man. I can't pinpoint the exact day I met my Uncle Jean Grey, but I do remember frequently visiting him in Syracuse, New York as a toddler. When I became a teenager, my Uncle Jean moved to Baltimore City. This allowed me to see him more often and gain wisdom and knowledge from him on a frequent basis. My Uncle Jean is a smart, caring, wise, and down-to-earth individual who does not judge people because he understands that no one is perfect and we all have our own issues, whether big or small. Gene is a humble guy, but on the basketball court, he may talk more trash than Charles Barkley himself. What makes my uncle unique is, at the age of 16, he was sent to live with a family who will provide a better life for him in Syracuse, New York, away from all the dangers and distractions that he faced living in Marcy housing in Brooklyn, New York. While attending school in Syracuse, he was able to focus more on education and learn to master his craft in basketball, hoping one day to play on the NBA level. He attended Lamone College on an athletic scholarship and received a bachelor's degree in business management. While in college, Jean Grey averaged 21.5 points per game, 13.5 rebounds per game, and led his team in field goal percentage. He also was the single-season rebound leader for the season of 1977 through 1978 and the season of 1978 through 1979, and ranked 7 and 8 for the all-time scoring for a single season in the seasons of 1978 through 1979 and 1977 through 1978. After all of his accomplishments, Jean Grey decided to enter the draft. In 1979, Jean Grey was drafted to the San Diego Clippers. To this very day, I learn a lot from my uncle. I know when I want to enjoy a quick laugh, I can call him up and he answers the phone no matter what time it is. I also know that if I need to get some things off my chest, I can vent to my uncle without worrying about him judging me. Unfortunately, my Uncle Jean Grey was in a bad car accident. Due to the accident, spinal surgery was needed. Sadly, the accident occurred around the same time he was drafted. The Clippers weren't obligated to keep him on the team because my uncle was a low draft pick. He says to this day, he doesn't regret the accident and not playing in the NBA because he may have never made the family he has today with his two daughters, Simone and Devin, and his loving wife Joan.